last time I came to you guys, I think I told you my score. It was a 71 the first time I took it. That was in high school, and it's already been 2 years. So I was actually gonna go to MEPS. This is like the last thing that happened. I was gonna go to MEPS, which my recruiter like set it up and everything, but she had told me, you know, it's gonna be next week, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And she's like, but you can't be on your period. And the next week I was gonna be on my period. So I told her I couldn't do that. So then I went into her office and I was like, okay, well, what about the next week after that? And she's like, okay, that's cool, but she found out that they had some kind of banquet going on or something, so it was gonna be closed that day, the MEPS in LA. So the first week I was gonna have my period. The second week it was closed, and then the third week after that, my ASVAB expired. Like, it's already been 2 years. So I couldn't do that. That sucked because that basically means I had to take it again. So about, what was it, February 18th. It is now March 12th. So February 18th, last month, I took the ASVAB again. Now, I'll get into what you should study and stuff, but really quick story. I took it again, and I thought I was gonna be done around 10:30 or something. They started late, and I had work later that day, so I got there, I took it. Like I said, they started late, so by the end, it was already, I had work at like 10:45 or something. I basically, at the end of it, I just kept pressing A, B, A, B, A, B. Dumb, I know. But I had work and I didn't want to miss it because I don't want to get fired. Even though I'm leaving for the Air Force, I still don't, you know, want to leave with like a bad taste in my boss's mouth about me. So I kind of finished early, and I was the first one to get out of there, and I just handed it to him. I was like, okay, whatever, and he kind of gave me, they'll give you the score right after. I took it at DeVry in Pomona, if you guys know where that is, and so I took it there. Basically, this score, I got a 52, so yeah. For the Air Force, it goes 33 to 99. Quote me if I'm wrong, I think it's 33 to 99, and basically with that, you can go into the Air Force. I mean, you can go into the military. The Air Force is a bit higher. It is 50 or 56 to 99, so you have to at least get to like 50 or 56. So it was 50, so I got 52, and she was like, I took it to my recruiter, and I knew I did bad, but I just had to take it to her anyway. And so she was like, okay, well, you know, you can still get into this. You still are available for jobs. It's still an okay score. She's like, you still a place where you need it to be and stuff. But she's like, I know you want a specific job, which is that broadcast journalist job, and that requires a 72. So for like the individual scores, basically, I did not make it, so I have to take it again, and I'm going to take it on the 18th. Like I said, it's March 12th. You have to wait a month from the first time, so I'm going to take it on the 18th of March 2016, so in like a week. So I've had my brother help me study like on the math. Basically, what's going to be in the ASVAB is different categories. There's about 12 categories if you're taking the CAT ASVAB, which is basically the computerized version. So there's one version, it's the paper, one version, it's the computerized version. So, and it depends. If you're taking the paper version, it's going to be more questions. I think it's like 26 to 30 questions a category. If you're taking the CAT ASVAB, the computerized version, it's going to be about, I'll say it was like 16 questions. So it's a little bit, I'm not gonna say easier because it's not like you can go back. You can only go forward. Obviously, if you're taking the paper one, you can always skip a question and go back. So you can do that. Some of the categories, I'll probably list them. Some of the categories are English, which is like paragraph comprehension, word knowledge. Math is arithmetic reasoning, which is basically just word problems. Yeah, and then it has arithmetic reasoning, regular old algebra 2 stuff. It has, what are the other ones? I don't know. I'll list them here. So it's like 12 or something categories or whatever. So you can know all those, like mechanical and science and stuff. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I retook that. What to study for. Basically, what to study for that's different for every person. If you are like me and you want to try to get into the broadcast journalist, what you have to really study for everything, but really focus on is the arithmetic reasoning, the word problems and stuff, and then the paragraph comprehension and word knowledge, because those together make the general, and that's what broadcast journal is under, general. You have to get a 72. If this doesn't make any sense, please, you need to go to the Air Force website, and then I'll link it down below, and they'll explain it all to you in more detail, because they'll actually have the categories and then the careers and then what specific score that you need for that, okay? But make sure you're kind of just studying for everything. Obviously, if you want to be a mechanic, you're going to really study on the mechanical aspect of the test, so you can do that. If you want to do, I don't know, more general or administration, you can go through that. I'll tell you right now, they're looking for a lot of mechanical and a lot of special ops. So obviously mechanical is a big thing, so if you are into that and if you can study for that, then you'll pretty much be placed in the job that you'd want if you're mechanical. And the special ops, they're really looking for special ops. The only thing is you have to be conditionally ready, like your body has to be conditionally ready. So even though the score that I got the first time around, she said, okay, you got a lot of mechanical. I don't know how I got so great at mechanical, but my score was really high there. And then also mechanical. I got a few comments on my last video. Thank you guys so much for leaving comments, because I know every time I have a question, I leave comments on people's videos about the Air Force and stuff, and sometimes they get back to me, sometimes they don't, so I try to get back to you guys. Make sure that on your settings for YouTube that you put like, it's like comments on or something like that, because if you don't, then you might not receive the comments, because I have responded to every comment that has been left so far. So just make sure you have that turned on so you can receive it. And yeah, so really quick, just to address some of the comments, I addressed a little bit of them earlier. They were like, what should I study? That depends on what job you're wanting to go to. Even if you do great on mechanical, they may not want you there. They may want you somewhere else, and it's obviously their choice. You can be placed wherever they want you to be. So that was that. Another thing was more about the ASVAB. Just study. Guys, if you're not so great at math, make sure you just study, like for me, I have to study percentages and some fractions again, and then like interest rates and stuff like that, because I just don't really remember that from high school. So you can do that, you can study on those. Another thing was talking about weight. I know one of the commenters, she was like 5 pounds above the weight limit, the max weight limit. Now, and she said her recruiter told her that she needed to be 10 pounds under. That is true. I went to my recruiter. The first time that I went to a recruiter, I was like, not 10 pounds over. I was like, like 60, 50 pounds over. Okay, so that was something, and that was like 4 years ago. Basically, they had told me everywhere I go, you need to be 10 pounds under. So finally, when I got to the weight I needed to be, which is 180, yeah, then they said, okay, now, yeah, that's the max. You have to be 10 pounds under that. So basically, I just, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I'm about 177, 178 right now. So I have to be 174, because my recruiter actually told me I can be 6 pounds under. So 10, which is like 4 difference, but 4 pound difference. But anyway, so 10 pounds under, yeah. So I still have like 4 or 5 more pounds to go, something like that. So you can talk to your recruiter. Make sure you go to a recruiter. Have something planned. They probably don't have a like workout regimen and everything, but you can definitely find that on YouTube. You can find that out on anywhere. I personally have never drank soda never really ate like chips. We never had like cookies and chips and snacky foods in my house. It was just extra things, or I'd eat really late, or I wouldn't eat all day and then eat at night and then go straight to sleep, and it's just, that's not healthy. So you need to kind of find out, what's gonna work for you, and then basically start working out, start doing these things. So if you guys want a video on how I lost the weight, I guess I could give one to you. I guess I could film one. It's like over a 3-4 year span, so it's a lot. But you know, if you want to see that, definitely let me know. So in conclusion, if you have any more questions, go ahead and leave them at the bottom. But so the next step for me is taking this test, and basically I have to, you know, do what I need to do and study and then take it, and then after that, then hopefully I'll get a great score, then I'll go to MEPS, then hopefully I'll be sent to the audition for the broadcast journalist. If not, you know what, I was gonna go anyway, but that's just something that I really want. And then yeah, and then I'm just, it's just a waiting game for me to get out of here and go to BMT.
Yeah, so that's about it. Guys like my hat?